Welcome to Life Unravelled, where we unravel life's little mysteries. Today we're going to talk about colours, and there is such a huge range of colours around us. It can be quite daunting sometimes, and little ones do find it difficult to name their colours. Right up until they're 3 or 4 years of age, they can still be struggling being able to understand what the name of a different colour is. And primarily that's because there are so many different shades and we have so many names for different colours. So we're going to start simply and then make it a little bit more complex. Remember to start when they're very young, naming the different colours so that they get an understanding of that maths language. And it's that maths language which is very important for children to be able to understand so that in the future they can really have a grasp of the mathematical concepts. As in with shapes, we want to build our colour knowledge very slowly. We need to introduce the different types of colours, and you'll often find that little ones get them all mixed up all the time because there are so many different colours and so many different shades of colours. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for them. Now, if you're talking about colours, we have some really basic colours, which are the red, blue, yellow, black and white, and all colours are made from these basic colours. So it's a really good idea to start with these colours so that the kids get a really good idea of their basic colours. Obviously, painting is one of the best ways to look at colours, and just anywhere in your house, when you're going for walks, at the cafe, you can always introduce different colours, even colours of cars. So start with your reds and then go to your blues and yellows, black and white. You can do 2 or 3 colours at a time and that really helps, but make sure that you keep it simple to start with. So once they really understand those basic colours, then you want to start mixing colours. And bath time is the best time to mix colours. If you get your colourings, the cake colourings, what you'll find is you can drop a few drops into the bath and it changes the colour of the bath. Now, it doesn't do anything to their skin. It doesn't turn them a blue or a purple or a yellow or an orange. But it does change the water colour, and it's so lovely for them to have all different coloured baths. Then they can actually understand if you put red and blue into the bath, then you end up with a purple colour. Paint is another great way of mixing colours and them understanding how it all mixes together. It's really good that they experiment, but it's also good that they experiment in a way that they're guided. So you need to actually guide them in their mixing of colours. Don't let them just put everything together because it'll just turn to a big brown mess. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of a colour wheel before, but it's the basic colours, your blue, red and yellow, and how they mix together to form the different colours that we have in our lives today. And if you have a look, colours that are opposite each other on the colour wheel are complementary colours. And complementary colours normally look really nice together. Now this sort of knowledge is something that they will learn when they get to primary school or even high school. And even if they don't need this knowledge straight away, 4 and 5-year-olds are quite capable of understanding complementary colours. So it's a good knowledge base for them to have so that they can then grow that knowledge base when they get into art classes in primary school and in high school. It will just give them that little bit of an advantage. Another advantage that they'll have is if you can teach them some of the fancy names for different colours. For instance, burgundy and magenta. And these turquoise, these sorts of colour names are found everywhere and we use them quite a lot. So it's good for the children to understand what that colour is represented when they say these names. Now, the other place that we can find colours and we can teach the children about colours is books. Now, one of the books that I love from when they're very little is The Very Hungry Caterpillar. And if we come through and we have a look at one of the earlier pages, we can see the red apple and the green pear, the purple plum, the pink strawberry and the orange. And these colours are very bright and they're defined, and so children can easily understand what the colours are. So you can see all of the pink strawberries here. And then after our little caterpillar builds his cocoon, we then see all the colours of the butterfly, and we can then start to point out all the different colours in the butterfly. Another book I just love is I Went Walking. And if you go through it, it says, I went walking, and what did you see? I saw a red cow looking at me. And so then you've got this red cow, and you can start talking about a red cow. And then they have a green duck. So you actually have all your colours in there. You've got the name. Oops, next page. You've got the name green so that they can start to see what the word actually looks like, but that will be for when they're a bit older. But they really get an understanding of what the colour is. See, there's a lot of white space, and predominantly this duck is green. So this is a really lovely book, that a good representation of introducing colours. There's so many more. I'm sure you can find some that you really love. And to introduce them in these way with books just gives your children a lovely, fun way of educating them. There are also so many games that you can get with children learning colours and shapes. This is a very, very, very old game. It's called Quips, and it's by Ravensburger. Ravensburger is excellent for games such as jigsaw puzzles, and it has the really, really good quality. You can see this one's been taped up. It's very, 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 very old. But I love this game. My children used to love playing it. Basically what you get, it's a little bit like bingo. I'll get it out for you. You have a card, and then what you do is you roll a dice, and the dice has a colour on it. There's the dice, and it has a colour. When you roll it, you then get a colour, a coloured circle, and then you would place that on the spot. And then you'll roll it again, and maybe you get an orange, so you could place an orange down there. And it's the first person to fill up their card is the person who wins. Now, I can't emphasise enough the benefits you can get from playing games with your children. Number one, it teaches them sportsmanship. Number two, it teaches them taking turns. Number three, they learn how to control their frustration and their sorrow and their elation when they win or when they lose. Even though you may find it really difficult at first, and the children will have tantrums and they won't want to play, and then they will want to play, and then they get upset, and it is actually really worth it, because you are teaching your children not just the basic information that for instance, this game is teaching colours, but you're also teaching them all those other social skills that they need in life. So another one when they're a little bit older is a card game. Now, I love this game. This is called Coloretto, and it's really for children 6 and over. And they then collect cards in the game. It goes on. I'm not going to explain it now, but it's a good game. And you'll find that there's another one called Colorama. There are so many different games that deal with shapes and colours that you can get. If you're specifically looking for books or games on these types of mathematical operations and mathematical concepts, the Book Depository and Amazon are a wealth of information. You can go online and you can purchase a huge number of different books and games all about these. But also you've got the library, which has a wealth of books, and there's also a toy library that you'll find in most cities. And those toy libraries, you can go and borrow the toy for a week or 2 weeks and then take it back. And it's a great way to introduce your children to different types of concepts without having to pay the money or find the storage in the house for all the different games that you're going to play with your kids and having fun. So that's the end of shapes and colours. We have lots more modules in this pre-numeracy course, so looking forward to seeing you at the next one. Bye!